I'm a little low on optimism today, Arundhati, because our daughter woke me up at 3 a.m. So, look, it's a real joy to be here. Um, of course, I want to congratulate Vidhi. It's a remarkable report you put together. I wanted to congratulate the Keshav Suri Foundation for doing what you do, for telling us that life gets better, right? Um, I have this vivid memory, Keshav, of 2013 December, being a young lawyer. We'd lost at the Supreme Court. And a couple of us as lawyers were explaining to the community, this was in Max Muller Bhavan, what that loss meant for us in a real way in terms of rights and the police, and our life and families and education, and would educational institutions respond? You know? This has been a long journey, decades in the making and decades to be made. 2009, Justice Kaul spoke of the Delhi High Court's wonderful decision. 2013, do you know any gay people? That's what I call that decision. 2015, Shivani Bhatt, a young transgender person who we represented in the Delhi High Court again. And that case started with midnight calls from two activists, Leslie Esteves and Rituparna Bora, who were under fear of being arrested and wanted anticipatory bail, except it was the UP police at their door, and there is no anticipatory bail in Uttar Pradesh. A brave judge at that high court again, despite being threatened by the lawyer for the parents of young Shivi Bhatt, with this decision that had just come down a few months earlier. Suresh Kumar Kaushal protected the young person, protected the activists, adhered to our requests and prayers for protecting them, and told the parents' lawyers, it doesn't matter. I will do justice. To 2018, Navteej Singh Johar and Supriyo, which gives us the chance to ask of our government, speak to us. And I think this beautiful report in 4 volumes, and there are some members from the government, ministries of education here. These 4 reports, and health, ma'am, thank you for being here, welcome. These 4 volumes hopefully will provide a basis, a foundation to have a conversation, as they will provide a foundation to have a conversation with public institutions, public hospitals, banks, state governments, the central government, private institutions, corporations, companies, all these entities that comprise different facets of being able to live a meaningful life as an Indian citizen. The audacity of this hope is the same audacity that in 1950, the framers of our Constitution dared to believe that in a country ridden by caste and gender prejudice and religious violence, as partition was just coming to an end and its legacies would perhaps never end, these founders promised us at that time, when very few countries dared to make such a promise, that each citizen, irrespective of gender or caste or religion or place of birth, would dare to be equal and free, and would dare to conceive of a country where non-discrimination was the essential ethos. It is with that same audacity of hope that today we ask of our government to speak to us, to engage us, to think of these avenues that the report sets out for both all kinds of families and all kinds of individuals, united by this idea that this country at this moment in time, when so much else is going wrong in the world, including on LGBTQ rights, we would ask our government to provide that leadership which we hope will secure the dignity and enable each of us within the LGBTQ community to be able to live a meaningful life and to be able to make meaningful choices, right? So I'd like to end on that note by saying, I think it's a good time to be audacious, to be optimistic, and to be able to now commence this next leg of our journey. And I know that for all of us who are a little bit older, Saurabh and I are, in our early 20s, for all of us, but, listening to the young people on stage, being inspired by justices and judges like Justice Call, who has really stood up for equality in so many areas. Justice Call, next month at the Supreme Court, we will be relying on Babita Punya, Permanent Commission of Women Officers. So Sanjay Kishan Kaul has really walked the talk. So with that sense of hope, I want to just thank all of you wonderful people, younger members of this community who inspire folks like Saurabh and Andati and me to wake up every day and say that we hope that your lives will be pretty, wonderful, rainbow-filled, and filled with the promises that this Constitution made to us and the promises that we put on this plate and look to our government. Thank you very much.